Hello, and welcome to another conversation this evening at the Stellar Live Show. And as you all know, we have been on a series, SAPA series, and SAPA started severe absence of purchasing ability. We had 1.0, 2.0, 3.0. 1.0 we spoke about understanding SAPA. 2.0, we spoke about the first step, financial literacy or financial intelligence. The third step, we spoke about financial. Who wants to remind me? Anyways, in all of the other series, we've spoken about financial intelligence, financial literacy, financial planning, and today we're going to be speaking about financial discipline. And it's very important that we think about all of this. And I do hope that if you've listened to any of the other series, I do hope that you're not just listening, but you're actually applying because knowledge alone is not power. It's applied knowledge that is power. Word, right? The doers of the word. Take action, take step with what you're hearing. So once again, I welcome you to SAPA 4.0, which is a financial management masterclass, sharing tips on how you can go above the hardship in this economy if only you would apply this lesson. So welcome once again. So this will be our outline for the class, the objective of the class, just to remember, I did this 3 times already, but just to remind us in case we've missed it. I've also mentioned the financial stages, but I did not show us pictorially. So this time around, I will show us pictorially. What is financial discipline? Basic financial principles, resources that I've mentioned over and over again that you need to get or you need to read or reread, and then we take our money quiz. Very, apt class. So if you have any questions, please do well to come up with your questions in between using the chat box or at the end of the class, you'll be able to speak. So please reach out to your friends who are not here and let them know that class has started already. So first, starting with the objective, I want to remind each and every one of us, like I said in the first class, money has a past, money has a present, money has a future. So every money that you have with you, every income that you earn, it has all of these, or at least two of these. Now, what do I mean by money has a past? There are some persons who are already in debt or who are owing or have some obligations that they always have to service. For example, if you have a subscription running, um, sorry, Mrs. Adebola Olubumi Ojo, thank you very much. So when I say money has a past, there might be some things that you always have to pay for. For example, if you're taking a facility from the bank or from your organization, say a salary advance or a credit available to professionals, it means that you always have to pay every month. So even though you've earned money recently, you always have to service that past obligation. So I like to call it debt because it's in the past, but you always have to service it. So that is the past of your money. Now, in that same money that you have, it has a present because they are working capital or living needs that you need to cater for as you go through your day-to-day life. There are things you always need to pay for, light bills, water bills, security bills, feeding, transportation. This is the present of your money, which means there are obligations or running expenses that you need to pay for. And like we always say, no matter how little that money that you currently have is, the money has a future, which means that a part of that money that you've earned should be saved or should be invested, or savings and investment is the future of money. So every money that you have, it has a role that it has to play in the future. So do not eat your future today, because you know that when you eat your future today, there'll be nothing left for you in the future. And that is why you have to save, either having an emergency fund or, just setting money aside for a certain project or for a certain future need that you're going to require. You don't start saving for the future in the future. You start saving for the future now. This is just a reminder. So every money you get, and the reason why this is also very important is because this is like a salary week already, right? For some people, they've gotten their salary already. For some people, they will get their salary already very soon. So just know that, okay, you are taking care of your past obligation to avoid meant or affect it for, and you're currently taking care of your present, but you're forgetting that you need to take care of your future. People, they do not past because they are not owing. So all they're just thinking of is the present. But don't think about the present alone, right? I'm encouraging you and imploring you. And then another objective I need us to pay attention to is, so far in this class, we've had conversations about how to make money, how to manage money, how to multiply money, and how to maintain money, or if you I want to put it in a better way, how to retain money or how to sustain your wealth. These are some of the things that we have shared. And the last series of this class will be holding next week. And, we can touch on this as well, or maybe the upper week, so that the other class, we can just have purely Q&A conversations, open mind, where you come with all of your questions and say, okay, so Stella, I tried to practice this thing, but it doesn't seem to be working. And then we can look at what is not working, what has to change, or what needs to be tailor-made for you. So yeah, these are the financial stages. Like I said, and I've been saying, you are in any of these. You are either in financial crisis or financial instability or financial stability, financial independence or financial freedom. Now, each of us, everyone on earth, fall into any of these or either of these buckets. And the thing is, you would always move. So it's either you're making progress or you're retrogressing. But the decision is yours to make, right? Because where you are or where you will be is a function of the choices that you're currently making, is a function of the decisions that you're already making. It's a function of the habits that you're currently living by. So you don't need to answer, but just ask yourself, where am I on this ladder? I mean, am I in financial crisis? Am I in a debt? Am I wallowing in debt? Do I have a lot of, things that are holding me down financially? That is when your expenditure is more than your income, right? That's the crisis. That's a problem already. Then we already mentioned that for each and every one of us, there are tips and there are strategies that you need to move from one level to another. And these strategies and tips fall under the different conversations we'll be having around financial intelligence, financial planning. And today we'll be talking about financial discipline, right? So financial instability as well, the same thing. Your expenditure is still more than your income, but at least you're not in a debt. So you only know that the only way you are going to be in debt is towards the end of the month when your salary can no longer take care of you. And financial stability is when your income is equal to your expenditure. So you know that, oh, I'm not owing anybody, but at the end of the month or the day when salary is supposed to be paid, the salary is not paid, then I'm in trouble already, right? And it just takes one emergency for you to move from where you are to where you're coming from. And that is why we're saying that some of the things that you can do to mitigate or ensure that you don't go back into instability is to have things like setting money aside, taking care of the future of the current money that you have so that you're able to meet any unforeseen circumstances that might arise. And then you have financial independence. Here, you're already earning more. You have multiple streams of income. Nothing can take you back. Now you're moving forward and upward and onward. And then financial freedom. This is the part where the return on investment or the interest that you get from your investments can cater for your day-to-day life and activity without touching the original source of your income, which is where each and every one of us should aspire to be. At this point, I'm not just thinking about yourself alone. You're thinking about posterity. You're thinking, okay, I think I should have a foundation. Oh, I think I should do this for people. Oh, I think this should be my legacy. Oh, I think I have built a transgenerational wealth. I think I now have a transgenerational name. Those are the kind of conversations that you'll be having at the level of financial freedom. But it's important to mention that all of these would not work without discipline, right? Without discipline. And discipline is what separates the men from the boys, the serious people from the unserious people, the rich from the poor, because we have shared several tips. But it's not just about sharing it. The benefit of a thing is not just in hearing it or knowing about it. It's about working it. It's about acting on it. It's about applying it. So, what exactly is financial discipline? And I use this equation to, explain what financial discipline is because I mentioned that there are three things that can save us. And that is financial intelligence, financial planning, and financial discipline. A combination of all these three is what leads to our or abundance or riches or thriving, flourishing, blossoming, whatever word you want to use for prosperity or lots of money. Because you need to prosper and thrive, not just financially, but in every area of your life. But money sometimes is the foundation upon which all of these things, come on seamlessly. So it definitely also means that if you have financial intelligence and you have financial planning, you know them, you know what you are supposed to do, you have written your budget and all of that, but you are not disciplined, then I'm sorry, of what use is your intelligence and your planning. Intelligence and planning are simply definitely not going to be important at this point because it's not just about what you know or what you plan to do. But if you are already doing it, you have to go beyond head knowledge. You have to go to the point of implementation. And that is why we can see this equation. So, financial intelligence, yes, each and every one of us know that, oh, I should save. Each and every one of us know that, oh, I should have a budget. Each and every one of us knows that, oh, my expenditure should not be more than my income. I should cut my coats according to my clothes, not according to my size. Because if your size is 4 yards and the material is only 2 yards, you still have to sew something, right? So it's according to your piece of clothing. Now, just to speak more to financial discipline, from a note here, it says that financial intelligence and financial planning will fail when there is no financial discipline to produce the desired results. Now, it takes discipline to get results because, as we already know, challenges will always come. Challenges will always come. Circumstances will always change. Setbacks will always come. Something will just always come and want to take away from you. And that's why, still piggybacking on what I said in the first, one of the first slides, money has a past, it has a present, it has a future. So every time money comes into your hand, the first thing you should be thinking about is, what is the future of this money? A portion of this money should be invested in the future. So no matter what requests or challenges might come, you have to tell yourself, I will be disciplined to save for my future. Not because anybody's going to beat me or anybody's going to hurt me or it's you owe it to yourself. Nobody's going to harass you. I mean, I'm not going to know, right? But you owe it to yourself because the pressures of life will come. One lovely shoe, something that, and the funniest thing that I call this thing, it's called a distraction. Now, I got a definition of distraction from my mentor that I love. It says that distraction is an attraction that takes your attention from the original intention. So you've told yourself that I want to do this with this money, but then a distraction comes, and distractions are not bad things. Distractions are the things we love. Distractions are the things we like. Distractions are the things that they are good. They are nice to have. But you don't always have to have nice to have. You cater for your needs and not your wants. Because very soon, if you start buying what you don't need, you start selling what you need. Because it's the things that you need, the assets that are things that you can sell for value. The trivial things, you can't really sell them. When anyone is in trouble, what do you see them sell? The first thing they put up for sale is maybe their car or maybe their TV. These are things that are like assets in the house. You don't see them coming out to come and say, oh, I want to sell my pots or I want to sell. No, those things are trivial things, right? So it's just very important. And it might be the other way around because I know that there are some expensive kitchen cookwares that, run into millions. But I'm just saying, make sure that the pressures of life, the distractions of life, the side attractions of life don't get you sidetracked. That is discipline. Staying on course, saying, this is what I'm going to do. Because I know that speaking to you now, you may be motivated, you might be pumped and be saying, oh, when my salary comes, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to go for it. I'm not asking you to be motivated. I'm asking you to be disciplined. When all the motivation has gone, when all the hype and all the camaraderie and everything has gone, will you still feel like saving? Will you still feel like investing? Right? That is what financial discipline is about. It's talking about sticking to your lifetime plan. You've told yourself by the end of this year, I want to have 1 million naira. Don't keep, you can still get that side gig to 1 million. I think that I can make it. No, don't give up already. Stay to the plan, stay with it until the very end, right? Also making a commitment. If you've made a commitment, play your part. That is what financial discipline is about. Saying, oh, I've stuck to a budget. I'm telling myself that I'm only going to spend 200K on expenses. Of that 200K, 60K is going to be on transport. Don't say, oh, I was tempted to take an Uber. I just felt too tired. I just felt too this. Except it's a situation of safety, prerequisites, stick to your budget. Why not stick to your budget? If you're thinking of safety and say the reason why I took Uber is because I closed late, how can you close early? Because you can continue working at home. Only the living can work. So safety and security is priority around that. You can sleep over at his or her place. And if you're going to pay maybe 10,000 naira for Uber, you just tell your friend, maybe while going home, just try and buy some snacks, buy something, just so that they also know that you are being thoughtful. But on the other hand, you know that it's because you're saving and you're also concerned about your security. Financial discipline means living within your means, like I said, cutting your clothes according to your material and not according to your size, because your size, each and every one of us always wants more. We are beings of, I want more. There's always more. There's always something to yearn for. So please live within your means. Avoid distraction. Don't follow people. Oh, my friend just got an iWatch. I want to get an iWatch. Do you know your friend has been saving for 6 months? And you just saw that your friend got it, and you think that they made that decision on the impulse, on the fly, just immediately. Stay and live within your budget. Delay gratification. There are some things you don't really need now. If you work hard enough, if you meet the right people, if you do the right things, you can get it as a gift. How about that option? You don't always have to pay for everything. I cannot tell you what you pay for and what you will not pay for, because I don't know the kind of relationships and the environments that you're in, but you don't always have to pay for everything. There's a value that you can render that can get you the things that you need. And also always find ways to avoid waste. I know that sometimes some of these things are not in our control, but sometimes it's in our control. And I'm not saying be too hard on yourself, because we all make mistakes, right? But find ways to manage waste. Find ways to manage waste. And one of the things why people always experience financial indiscipline, because you're trying to please people. Please don't please anybody. Please yourself first. Oh, you're going on a date or something, go to where you can afford. Don't let anybody come and put you under pressure. Anybody that is making you please put you under pressure shows that that person is not right for you. Because everybody should meet at their level, or everybody should know that there are things I can afford and there are things that are way up my league. Not that I cannot afford it now, but I have to plan towards it, not on the fly, right? So with financial discipline also, you know that you're always looking for ways that you can earn more. And sometimes one of the ways that you can earn more is by managing what you already have, which is looking at your expenditure. What are the areas of leakages in my life? Where do I spend the most money? And what can I do differently about that? And you know, one of the ways that we even know that a person is financially disciplined is when you're able to ask somebody, how much do you spend on food in a month? And the person is able to tell you how much they spend on food, how much they spend on transport, how much they spend. It means that they are living document. The ways you can start financially is by having a documentation. One of the things that can also help you is checking your bank statement to say, okay, in the whole month of October, the transfers that you're making, one of the things you can also do to help you is to put narration there. What is this 10,000 naira for? Spell it out, right? So that at the end of the month, you're doing your accounting, you're doing your analysis. How much I spend on food? How much I spend on transport? Who did I dash money? What did I buy? Because sometimes they're like, that's 200K. How did you go? What did I do? Go and check your statement. You would see. Did you subscribe to something you're not supposed to subscribe to? Or was there an unforeseen subscription that came? Maybe something you put in your card for a trial period and you forgot to remove it. So instead of it reoccurring, you're able to see what happened and then you're able to nip it in the board. These few things are some of the things that you can do to show financial discipline. But one of the ways or the key things that come with financial discipline is to know that financial discipline comes with documentation. How well do you document your income and your expense? For some people, you know that money comes in only once during your salary. Parents don't send you money. Relationship, you're not in a relationship that can fund your lifestyle. So it's only your salary that comes in, but then there are several outlets. You need to tie it back. Did it even out? Did any new monies come in? What can I do to earn me more money? What can I sell? What product can I give to earn more money? I'm sure I've overflogged this financial discipline already that each and every one of us is collecting. Even myself, I'm collecting. So just to remind us, like I mentioned in that number one, where it all starts from documentation. So a basic finance documentation, record keeping. How much is going out? In what percentage? If you're going to use the expenses, which one had the large chunk? Ensure you practice budgeting. Because when you now see what has the large chunk, people want to say, okay, 100,000 and all of my expenses are just 50,000 naira. It means that I can budget the next 50,000 naira to say, I'm going to put 10,000 naira in my emergency fund and I'm going to invest 40,000 naira in whatever it is that I choose to invest in, which brings us to the next point. When you are able to budget, you're able to know how much you can save, you're able to know how much you can invest, and you're able to know how much goodness you can do to the world. And knowing where to save and invest and understanding budgeting is a function of embracing financial education. Education comes out of having a financial coach or yielding yourself to somebody who is knowledgeable in that area that can guide you. There is never a superstar athlete without a coach. Footballers have a coach, runners have a coach, boxers have a coach, but humans, we just think I can do it on my own. I know the way. I know how to do. You have led yourself thus far. Do you like what you see? If you don't like what you see and you keep doing it again, you know how they say, Albert Einstein said, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. You need to get a coach if you want to see something different. And I'll be happy to help you if you need any help. One of the ways deliverance or liberation comes is knowing that you have a problem and working towards getting a solution. As long as you think that you're fine, then you will continually refine. So some of the resources that I've mentioned before and some of the books that I've read and that you should also read. The School of Money, Financial Freedom, Master Guide, How to Make Money Out of Thin Air, really love that. The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, because if you think you can, you're right. If you can, you're correct. Why not just be on the positive side? And then The Richest Man in Babylon. Very amazing classic that everybody should read. If you're a parent here, you should also read that as a family. And I also have a podcast, Stella's Musings, that you can check up on. Just Google it, Stella's Musings. You see the episodes that has to do with money and you can listen to them. And if you have any questions, I'll be happy to take your questions. And so it's been an amazing class so far. We've come to the end, but before we go, we're going to take our money crate. And I do hope that you're repeating after me wherever you are. I'm the master of my finances. Money flows freely and abundantly to me in multiple sources and a consistent basis. I release all fear of lack, for wealth is my birthright. There's always more than enough, and I welcome it with gratitude. I seize every opportunity with confidence, knowing that success is mine to create and multiply. I am disciplined, patient, and resilient. My habits today build my wealth for tomorrow. I give freely, knowing that generosity brings even greater abundance. Every challenge strengthens me, every setback fuels my rise. I am worthy of prosperity, and I live in financial freedom. So it is, and so it shall be. Amen. So I want to thank you for coming to class today. And if you have any questions, I would be happy to take all of our questions. Thank you.